Welcome to Mighty Married Moms. Join us at our kitchen table twice a week as the Mighty Married Moms, Debbie, Linda, Wendy, invite spectacular guests to weigh in on staying sexy, vibrant, and healthy, building marriages with soul-satisfying connection, raising happy, healthy, successful kids. Conversations with Mighty Married Moms will bring you closer to the life you really want. Episode 113. Today's show is brought to you by Deborah C. Owen, Family and Life Coach at youcanraisegreatkids.com. If you are tired of worrying about the choices your kid is making, or tired of the stress of constantly arguing with your kids or them arguing with each other, then don't wait until you are truly desperate. Get the help you and your family need and deserve today. Connect with your kids with calm compassion. Call Deborah Owen at 978-835-4354. Hi everyone, welcome back to Mighty Married Moms. I'm Debbie Owen from youcanraisegreatkids.com.
I'm Linda Tighe from allwellbreaksloose.com.
And I'm Wendy Williams from connectagain.org.
And we just had a really amazing conversation with Bruce Langford. Yes. Really incredible stuff about mindfulness and bullying. And, you know, we just barely touched on bullying in adult lives. That happens too. We're going to have to come back and revisit that. But the whole point of mindfulness and actually the intersection of mindfulness and anti-bullying, yes, and the experiment that he ran for a couple of months this past year with kids from kindergarten through 8th grade, and what a difference it made. Mm-hmm. And they told him what a difference it made. That was huge.
Yeah, really huge. And that experiment was when the kids came into the classroom, he would just play a note. And he didn't say, sit down. He didn't say, okay, this is what we need to do today. All right, is everybody listening? Yeah. Which for kids is like, right?
More jarring.
Okay, right? And they get every class they go into. That's what teachers say. And I know, I'm sure I said it as a teacher as well. Yeah. It's just kind of like you just think, okay, we got this only with this much time. We got to get it all done.
Got to get it all done.
And he took a completely different approach, mm-hmm, and kids started telling him, I love coming to your class. I feel so calm. You know, it's really
so imagine kids saying that to a substitute teacher.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I mean, kids they like substitute teachers because they like to run roughshod all over them, right? And here he was in there for just 2 months and completely changed the culture of the classroom.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
And was not having the same experience with the kids as the other teachers were, saying, mm-hmm, the class was out of control and I had to, discipline them. And he said at first the kids were, he played the note, they were like,
this is weird.
This is kind of strange.
What am I supposed to do with this?
But as he went through and he, did it again and again and said, how does it sound to you? Does it sound rough? Does it sound this? And all that is mindfulness, right? In being in the moment.
In the moment and just letting everything else go except listening to that one note. And we just really need to calm our minds down. And I think that was what he was saying the connection was between bullying and mindfulness. You articulated well because you were in the teaching field for so long.
Yeah.
Schools too.
Yeah, just that once kids get so riled up, and he talked about this. So kids get so riled up and they react. I mean, we do that as adults too, right?
Sure.
Get so riled up and you react, and then the idea is if you start out from a place of calmness and being present, and we can get into my parenting technique in a minute, but that's where the bullying can stop, because what he was saying is if you calm yourself down before reacting, then you're not going to kind of escalate the reactions from one to the other.
Right. So you're really teaching everybody, the person, the bullier, the bully, and the bullied, to quiet the mind. Mm-hmm. So the bullied is kind of standing more firmly on their own 2 feet, saying, I'm a person here, mm-hmm, and the bully is saying, do I really need to be that mean? Do I really need to go there?
Yeah, and I don't know how many kids actually go through that process, but I think the fact that if they've just come out of his classroom and they're more calm and cool and collected, they're going to be less likely to find a victim.
Yes.
Those are the terms: bully and victim and bystander.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah. That's fine. Those are the 3 terms: bully, victim, and bystander. And even the bystanders have a lot to learn from that too.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I remember there was a guy, I'd love to get Jackson Katz on our show. He's an old a friend that I knew a long time ago, but Jackson is he calls himself a feminist man, and he does a lot of work on sports bullying or sports violence, like the guys that are arrested for domestic violence and things like that. He's been doing a lot of work in that. And he talked about bystander stuff. He did an experiment where he went to Fenway Park back in the day with a blow-up doll, and he and his friends who were in on this would, say disgusting things to this doll and, drink and whatever. And they were waiting for people to say, listen, buddy, chill out. Chill out. And they would also, because they didn't want to talk to a real woman like that, but they were just trying to say, oh yeah, women, whatever. And they were just trying to be disgusting. And it was very rare for anybody to intervene and say, could you just chill out? My wife is sitting here. Or it was very, very rare. So that bystander thing of freeze.
Well,
in the face
you're afraid of I'll tell you, you're afraid of getting involved in the whole thing, and that they'll turn on you.
Right. Yeah.
We went to Fenway. My husband and I went to Fenway Park. That was the last time we went. It was a number of years ago, and there were 2 rows behind us. There were a group of about 4 or 5 guys who had clearly just young guys who had just come from work, and they were very polite. They had on their button-down shirts and they were loosening their ties, and they were polite when they first came in. And an hour and a half later, after some beers, they were really raunchy.
Yeah,
it was really bad. And so my husband and I, there was no place else for us to go. It was sold out, as Fenway Park often is. Yeah. And but we just was just like, we're not in a hurry to go back again.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was kind of like a nasty environment.
Yeah.
So that bystander piece, like, not
but we didn't do
accusing.
anything.
Well, you didn't do anything, and neither did anybody else.
Who wants to get involved with a bunch of drunk guys?
Guys. Especially when you've seen the videos of tipping cars over, and who knows what people are going to do.
Yeah.
It is scary. It's scary to...
But there were, and I'll say that it was just these 4 guys in our section. Everybody around was calm, cool, and collected, and kept looking at them like, really?
Yeah.
Is this really necessary? So I'm not going to say that it was rampant around the scene.
Yeah.
It was just these really annoying guys.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I just really like that differentiation of the bully, the victim, and the bystander, and everybody's got a role to play. And in any situation, I'm one of those.
One of those.
Yeah,
Which one am I?
There's not one. I have one of those roles in any situation.
I love that. That's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Right? And so, like, okay, where can I?
And to teach kids what to do. I mean, I was a bystander. I had a neighbor who was being bullied. I wasn't around, but I knew it was happening. I didn't necessarily know when or whatever, but I don't think I went to an adult and told somebody. I don't think that I was too afraid, because it was a large group bullying this one poor kid.
Yeah.
And you just don't know what to do as a kid.
No.
Well, and that's from my experience. As I mentioned to Bruce in the interview episode, I'm the parent of a bullied kid. It went on for years in elementary school.
Ugh.
It was yucky.
It
was really yucky.
I'm sure.
And
how do you stop yourself as a parent from going and putting your hands around some child's neck and say, cut it out, leave my boy alone?
We did not, in those days, this was a while ago, we did not get enough support from the school.
Yeah.
Did not get enough support from the school.
Yeah.
It should have stopped, and it did not.
Yeah.
I mean, it had gotten so bad where he was a 5th grader on the bus, and a 2nd grader on the bus felt empowered enough because of all the other kids, to walk up to him and say, "You're such a loser."
Oh.
He's a 5th grader, and he's not going to haul off and hit a 2nd grader.
No, right.
But that 2nd grader felt empowered by the group. To be able to say that.
Right, yeah.
I was like, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
You're out of there. No more.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it is. It's a fascinating thing. And then, like he said, the incidence of bullying has just, with the internet.
Yeah.
One of the backlashes of one of our favorite things in the world, all of us, this room and around, right, is the internet. I know not everybody, but certainly people, if you're listening to this, you're on the internet. So yeah, boy, it's really...
the internet is
like a fire.
The internet is both a blessing and a curse.
It's true.
And we just really, that's, one of the things that my book, Social Media Fascination, is all about.
Yes.
It's that we need to teach kids to use social media well. And sometimes we need to teach adults to use social media well, too.
Absolutely.
But the point is, what I try to teach in that book is that we come from a place of care and service.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. And it's real, whether you're online or offline, it's all about being respectful, as Bruce pointed out, teaching kids respect. And kids are not going to learn respect if we as adults are not respectful to them first.
Right.
And so ordering them around, being bossy, allowing yourself to react instead of respond thoughtfully, those are ways that we don't teach our kids respect. We teach them the opposite.
Yeah.
And so that's this is all tied in. And then, all right, so I'm just going to give a quick rundown of my ADE technique because it's very relevant to what we're talking about. My ADE technique in the heat of a blow-up moment.
Can you see those letters more slowly?
A to E.
Oh, A to E.
Yes. So A, be aware. This is the mindfulness moment. Be aware of how you're feeling. Be aware of how your child is feeling. Almost as if you raise yourself up to the ceiling and you're looking down and you say, oh, look at that. I'm getting upset. Look at that. My son is getting upset. What am I afraid of? What is my child afraid of? Because any feeling that's not based in love is based in fear. So whether you're frustrated or you're angry or you're scared, it's all based in fear.
It's all based in fear.
So that's A. B is to breathe. And Bruce was mentioning that a little bit. Take a deep breath. Take several deep breaths. Calm yourself down. Slow down those hormones. Yep. Just like that. And then C is to connect with calm compassion. So once you've breathed and you're calm, then you can connect with your kid and be compassionate. That's where you come back to the moment of love. We were in fear. Now we're moving to love. And then D and E are to discuss with empathy. And that's where you don't have to agree with your kid, but you just say, I understand. That must be really frustrating for you. Or, I'm sorry, the teacher said that. You know, how many times did my kids come home and say, this is what my teacher said? And I would say, well, I understand that. And my kid would say, you always take my teacher's point of view.
Ooh. Ouch.
Yeah. I don't know how many other parents have had that. I've had that a couple of times, and I tried to be more sensitive to it. And that was before I understood this whole A to E technique. And so if you can discuss with empathy and just say, I understand that must have been frustrating for you when the teacher said that to you, or the teacher insisted that you do that, or, you know, just be empathetic. You don't have to agree. Just understand what they're feeling.
Yeah.
And that it all comes down to being present in the moment, not being afraid of what's going to happen in the future, not reliving things that happened in the past. That's what mindfulness is.
You're right. It's
being
just
now.
really being in the here and the now.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
And you can see how that would make a difference. It's so hard though for kids to be in the moment. I think it's very hard for children to be in the moment. They're not projecting into the future like, well, I want to be cool, right? So I need to...
I don't know. Sometimes I think kids are better at being in the moment than we are.
Yeah. Interesting.
Depends, yeah.
I mean, it depends on how old they are and what their
Yeah.
experiences are, but...
What the situation is.
Yeah, I mean,
They don't wanna lose
younger
face.
kids are right here,
But adults
right
don't
now.
want to lose face either.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's the thing that, you know, plagues us for life.
It's humanity.
What does that mean? Lose face to who?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
In what? You know?
Yeah.
I think it can take a lifetime to kind of figure out that that's not a productive way to think.
That's
you
right.
know? And kids certainly, it is their big focus. They need to be accepted by their peers, and all that is all very important.
Yes. Yes.
And they feel like they can't, even though they do move through different peer groups as they grow up, but I think, I don't know, with my kids, it feels like they think that every friend's going to last forever. So they, you know, it's just like your life's going to last forever.
Right,
Why are you
right,
going to be
right. It's
with
never
mom
gonna
and dad,
change,
and
right.
it's not going to change. It just takes a while for them to sort of go, wow, you know, I mean, I have teenagers now, so they're now in that, wow, life's going to change. It's going to change.
Right. I have a friend who's got his oldest daughter. They have 3 daughters in high school, and the oldest daughter just went to college for the first time. And I was asking the 2 remaining daughters, what's it like to be in a household of just 2 girls at the kitchen table, you know, the dinner table? And they're like, yeah, it's kind of weird. But now that she's been gone for 2 months, I don't even know. Is she home? Is she not home? Like, we adjust pretty well as humanity too. But it, you know, whatever. Their whole lives. Mary was at the table, and Mary's not there at the table, you know, so it's kind of an interesting thing. One thing I remember that he said that was like, I didn't realize is 70% of all bullying is verbal.
Yeah.
I believe that.
As opposed to knocking the books out or kicking or whatever.
You know, the girls, they're verbal. That, you know, when they're growing up,
that's
it's
true.
nasty.
Yeah.
It's really nasty.
It is.
And the boys are more likely to haul off and hit you.
Yeah. Or kick you or stick a gum in your hair or whatever.
My husband was bullied.
Really?
In elementary school, he had a boy who sat behind him, and every day he would come in, and the teacher was there, and he would just haul off, and he would whack him in the back as hard as he possibly could.
Jeez.
He just, you know, and the teacher never did anything.
Oh my, that's ridiculous. I just can't even fathom.
No, I can't either.
I can't either, but I believe you, but it's just like beyond ridiculous.
Yeah, but I agree. Girls can be really brutal.
Yes.
With their verbal.
Yes.
Acuity.
And as we all know, right, the joke about women, if women's like a computer, right? We log in that information, we carry it with us, and we use it to use against you at a later date when we feel that, we sort of,
totally.
Where guys kind of, even though they hit, they kind of can let go too.
A little bit more.
Than, yeah.
So bullying is a tough thing to deal with, whether you're the bully, the victim, or the bystander, or the parent, or the teacher, I guess. It's all really hard.
It is
really hard. But I think that his approach of mindfulness is maybe one of the most powerful approaches you can use. I mean, imagine if every teacher started their class relaxed like
and
that.
allowed that transition from whatever they were just doing to this new place.
And imagine teaching the next generation mindfulness. If teachers could take that part of that role and say, this is how we're going to conduct our classroom. As a group of educators, say, let's do this together. Let's practice mindfulness in our classroom. Imagine.
Yeah, big deal.
It could change the world.
The ripple. It could.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
Truly.
Wow.
Well, we should start in our homes. If we can't make the teachers do it, we should at least start in our homes.
Start in our homes.
Well, absolutely start in your homes, but I think it'd be amazing if we were all doing it. It'd be incredible.
Well, we'll have to show this podcast to school systems.
There you go.
There we go. There we go. All right. Well, we are out of time for our section of this wrap-up. Yeah, but thank you so much for being with us today, the Mighty Married Moms show, and we would love it if you would please subscribe to us on iTunes, leave us a ratings and review, and share this with your family and friends.
Tell others.
Yeah, we would love to get the message out there that you can choose the life that you really want to live. It's intentional, and there are things that you can do today that will make a difference between you and your spouse, your kids, and in your work life as well. So, and in your health, absolutely.
Totally.
So, thank you very much for being with us today, and we will see you next week. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Mighty Married Moms. Tune in twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays to meet fascinating and inspiring guests who will help you create the life you've always wanted.
You can find these episodes and special gifts just for you at mightymarriedmoms.com, as well as a link to our Facebook community,
where we continue the conversation around the kitchen table. Please also help share the love by leaving a review on iTunes. We'll see you next time.